I will be presenting on how public libraries serve immigrant and migrant populations, or new Americans. Public libraries must know how to serve a quickly changing and diverse population. People are immigrating to the United States in large numbers to both cities and rural areas. How will libraries serve this particular user group? What considerations need to be made? Will libraries need to change their approach to serving their communities? These are all questions to be answered. First, a look at the user group. I am paying particular attention to English language learners who have varying levels of proficiency in their English language skills. Differing skill levels need to be considered by libraries with clients who are English language learners, so that it is made sure that appropriate materials are available. Children and young adults who are new to the country are another focus. While this is intended to be a general overview of a broader user group, there are more specific segments of the population with special needs that are worth examining further. Looking at the experiences and needs of English language learners, children, and young adults within the population of New Americans will provide concrete examples of challenges faced by the user group and how libraries serve the population. Generally, the needs of this user group are much like any other user group. People who are new to the United States use the library for educational and recreational purposes, just as those who have been in the country for a longer period of time. However, there are some special needs unique to people who are new to the United States. These vary from community to community, but often, library clients who are just coming to the United States have needs related to acquiring English language and literacy skills. Some clients may have interest in immigration law and citizenship requirements. Where to find healthcare services is another need. Additionally, the act of being in a library, observing the library as a place, the way people use the library, and how people interact with each other is a good introduction to a new community. How do libraries figure the needs of their users? The needs of specific user groups are not simply presumed by libraries. Libraries have methods to understand how to serve best their clients. One of the most effective ways to find out the needs of a particular user group, in this case, people who are new to the United States, is to talk with people from the specific user group being served. Figuring out the best materials and services for a user group is not enough. Libraries must consider any possible barriers that may keep clients from visiting. Obstacles of socio-demographic nature, as well as difficulties created by the library itself, need to be examined and resolved to make sure use of services and access to materials is not hindered. Some things to consider. What special circumstances do new Americans face that would make using the library difficult? Examine the library structure itself. Is the library located in an area that is easy to get to? Is the library open throughout the course of the day, or on weekends? Will the staff be prepared to work with English language learners, or with children from the Displaced People Center down the street? How do libraries remove barriers and address needs? By connecting with the community of the user group through marketing and outreach. By training staff on the needs of the user group. Multilingual staff with training and cultural sensitivity would be necessary in any library with clients who are new to the United States. Libraries need to make sure that materials in both the native language of the user group and English language materials at different levels of proficiency are available. Focus groups composed of new Americans, or having community leaders on a library board, are ways to make sure that the library's collection reflect the user group's interests. Programs that work as an introduction to the already established community help those who are new to the country feel included and more comfortable with their new surroundings. Programs that celebrate the culture and traditions of immigrant and migrant people also help with the adjustments of moving into a new community. Libraries can help normalize the experience of moving to a new and different place. In stating much of the aforementioned depends on available resources, which can be scarce. Though funding is always an issue, There are success stories regarding libraries serving new American user groups, such as New York City librarian Carrie Meltzer Frostick, who was able to petition her director for meaningful policy change. Salinas' public libraries have an oral history project that celebrates the city and its people. Along with these recorded successes, libraries are working to create programs for migrant farm workers, day laborers, and fostering partnerships with schools whose students are the children of migrant farm workers. Though lack of resources can add to the challenge of serving communities with rapidly changing demographics and diverse user groups, it is possible. Flexibility and creative thinking, along with partnerships with community members, leads to evolving services that support growing neighborhoods and client groups.